right. It's time. I don't know if I can hear myself correctly. Hello, this is a test. Does my microphone work? What does this tell me? What? What the hell?
Hello, this is a test. Does my microphone work?
So, what's happening? What the hell is happening, bro? Now it tells me it's good. Alright. Oh, okay. Now it's working. Finally. I'm gonna pause this on my PC and what else? I'm gonna like my own stream. Yup. Well, well, well. see. Is anybody from the stream? Okay, no one's here. Well, that's too bad. I'm gonna take. Who am I gonna take? No people on the stream. Okay. I don't know Chinese, bro. Then I guess we won't have the original ones, sadly. I don't know which other models can we take a look at. Because I don't know which one has better visibility of the anatomy. That's the one I'm looking for. I mean, if we look at this one, it has way better anatomy, but like, I don't know if the stream will allow this one. Um, we'll see, we'll see. Should I? I mean, I would, but I don't know if it's too bad. I don't know. Alright, I picked out a model already, and yeah, it's that one, but I don't know if it's gonna work very well. Let's try this one, okay? Is it gonna load? Oh, okay. Let's just delete this one. So I need to go on Blender. This is the one. Okay, and here I'm gonna import the model. Is it there? Yeah, it's right here. Okay, and what I want to do now, like the first thing I want to do is literally just try to, I'm gonna scale it up. Okay, not that much, probably this much, I think. Yeah, now let's go up close. So we have the model. I hope it's not too inappropriate for YouTube live stream, but we'll see. I'm gonna put my microphone closer to my mouth so you guys can hear me better. Like this. Perfect. Okay. What I came on the stream for was to... Okay, well, I lied a bit. I know how to use Blender already, so it's not really a learning stream, but I do want to use this stream to like show you guys how my thought process works in a few creative manners, okay? Because I'm trying to make a manga, and I think making it the old-fashioned way is kind of hard, and I would do that, but I don't think I have the time to be a full-time mangaka. Not even like the... I don't even feel like doing that, like working, drawing 10 hours a day every single day just to finish something. Yeah, that's not for me. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to learn how to model characters, and I don't want to use already made characters. I just want to study from them, and I want to make my own models so I can use those and pose them and make scenes with those. So at one point I can just pose the characters however they need to be in a certain scene, and then I'm gonna take a picture and draw over it to make the panel. Okay, that's how I'm planning to do it, but if I can, I'm probably gonna animate, although that's gonna take a bit more time, and I just want to see how efficient I can be with using the characters first. But before that, I just need to even have the characters. If I don't have the characters, there's no way I can pose anything, so this is the first step. Okay, and earlier today I tried doing a character, a 3D model, and then I brought up another model that was made by the Zenless Zone Zero creators, And it's safe to say that I was disappointed of my work, and then I just kind of rage quitted, and I said like this anatomy is so much better than mine. I can never get to this level. But then I realized like it's gonna be quite easy if I just learn a few stuff, because what I got mad about is that when I finished my model supposedly, I just um I just said it's finished, but it was just like a really low poly model, nothing refined, really nothing. And then I realized literally after I rage quitted, I realized, bro, this approach is not good. I should not do that, because the the model I was looking at from Zenless Zone Zero, it was like really well defined and stuff like that. How close can I go with this? Okay, I can go really close. Okay, anyway, that's not the point. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that's pretty close. The thing is, like, I was looking at the knees here, like the knee area, especially this one where it transitions into the calves, into the lower leg, and I was comparing it to my model, and I was like, bruh, this is so good compared to what I did, and I immediately got like really disappointed in my model, because look how good this is modeled. And I'm gonna turn on the wireframe in a few seconds, but before that, I just wanna say a few more words. So I was first of all stuck at the head, and I only then realized that like when people make anime heads like this, they don't start with like the overall shape and then carve out the nose and the mouth and stuff like that. They start like with the face, and you can literally see that here. There's like a line that goes like next to the ear a bit. You can see that one, and this model of Belle from Zenless Zone Zero has that detail. So the face is made separately, and then the head is like there's a head, and then the face is put over it. Okay, this is what's different. And making a model like this is actually quite difficult, because of course I've tried it before, and I can confirm it's a hell doing this, but I will try. Okay, we're just gonna turn on the colors right now. Okay, and let's see, this is the model that we have. You can just turn the armature off, the posable thing, and let's see. This is okay. These are the objects. Okay, so as you can see, right? If I go here to the side, the line is not visible anymore because it's the same color. Before you saw like the individual objects. So because this is another object compared to the head, you can see the line. But when I turn the color on, like the rendering, you can definitely see that that's not the case. Like you can see a tiny bit of the line, but I'm not sure it's really visible on the stream. But you can see it more clearly when I do this. Like the face disappears entirely, and only the eyes remain, because also those are separate objects, right? If I turn it back on, the entire face is here. And I think, yeah. So, okay, this is really confusing to see, but like, these characters usually have teeth and mouth and a tongue, and they have a mouth, okay? And it's quite functional. Wait, I'm just gonna... Okay, now, yeah, now you can see better. So, they have two sets of teeth, they have the mouth and the tongue. That's really good detail. And the mouth can open and close. Now, what the point is, the face is separate from the head. If you look at the head is not modeled fully. It's like just the back part of the neck and the ears, and the rest is the hair. Okay. So I think these 3D artists usually don't waste their time doing the full rig, because how I think they work is they have a concept art, like you know those turnarounds of characters. They put the turnarounds in the background and they use like these angles, right, to try to mimic the rig exactly. And using that, you would try doing the hair and the head. You would try doing it in one go. So there's no point in doing the head separately if also no one's even gonna see it. Look, from this angle, you can clearly see. Wait, I'm just gonna turn the hat off. Okay, so she does have hair besides besides the hat, and she also has accessories, which I can also turn off. And then it's just the hair, I think. Is it? Yeah. And this is how the character looks without the hair. So the head is not complete. It's literally just empty space. And this is what's fascinating, because I was trying to model the entire head, okay? Which apparently is not efficient. And I don't know where the hat was, I don't remember. This one? Yeah, okay. And I think it's a really nice detail that the hat even like makes the hair go like this. But if we look here, there's a gap. So of course the model is not perfect, and I just discovered this. It's not like I knew this was here all along, but there's also a gap here. Like, of course there's gaps, but these usually get covered by the hat, and with it on, you can literally, you literally can't see anything. All right. And now, I started this stream because I wanted to analyze this model, like the rig, the anatomy, the proportions, all of it, to see how these creators work and kind of dissect the model a bit. And I was, of course, looking for something with some skin, because that's how I learned the anatomy and stuff. And of course, I know some stuff here is painted on, but a really good part of it is literally rigged out. Like, I think you can see this. The arm, like where the biceps connect to the forearm, is actually modeled out. So it's not something like painted on. Like, you can clearly see there's some paint here, but the paint is not all of it, okay? And this is the model without the white top. And I hope this is appropriate enough. I don't know what this is though. Wait. Oh, so this is like the knot for the... Okay, we're gonna have to live with that. And let's go into edit mode and look at the rig. But before that, I just want to take this out quickly. So delete the vertices, delete the vertices, delete the vertices. No, not this one. Okay, and delete, and again, and this one as well. Okay, now I have more empty model. And this model is actually quite not that rigged, actually. No, not rigged, not that well modeled. I mean, it's well modeled, but it's not like really complex because you can clearly see like the triangles and the shapes. The thing is, these games usually do something like this where they triangulate the entire model after they finish it, because that's how game engines work. If I were to do the same thing, I'm gonna just dissolve the edges here. The start of the model is usually just the rectangles here, because these triangles don't add a lot of topology. In some cases they do, like I think here at the biceps, but in other places they don't, like here on the arm. And I can just go ahead and remove these because these are not that important, right? I'm just gonna go all the way around the arm to get all the edges. Dissolve the edges. Okay. Now, you can clearly see that this didn't change the topology. It's literally the same thing. I mean, it did, but the model is not any different. Like if I were to turn off this mode, it literally looks the same, right? There's no difference because this is actually how models start out. And I don't know if this is the actual model they used, but like it should be pretty close to what I'm looking for. And anyway, what even is this? Like, the topology here is really weird. They're like Y's and the line and an upside down Y, and there's like triangles here. I don't know how that's supposed to work. I'm just gonna quickly go over these. Okay, so in theory you could just remove these like that, right? But this one, I don't know what to do with this one. That one just can't be saved anymore. But as you can see, if I just like de-triangulate the whole model, it looks way more clean. And why is that? It's because this is an After Effect, right? So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and just turn on transparency, and then if I go to vertices, I think, no, wait, 4. Okay. If I go here and pretty much just select this entire thing, right? This entire part of the arm, and I think they do have the triangulate thing here. I just don't know where it is exactly. Okay, maybe not here, but it's obviously at the modifiers. If I go here and add a modifier to generate, where is it? Wireframe, no. Triangulate, okay, this one. So, what this modifier does is it triangulates every single plane. So, I don't know if... Oh wait, which object am I on? Am I on the right object even? I should be. Ngon beauty clip. I don't know what these settings do. I'm just gonna turn this off. Okay, yeah. You can see this one better. If we go to the wireframe, it's more visible. Because it's visible. I don't know. But I don't think I can... Yeah, I can't select them yet. But if I just go ahead and apply it and go back to this, yeah, I can select them now. So as you can see, what this modifier did is it literally just added these triangles back. Wait, I'm just gonna turn off this. So the triangles were added back, not in the same order, of course. Like I remember these were like, oh, Yeah, okay, these were the Ys, and they did actually make them back how they were before. About the rest, I don't know, I don't remember how they were, but like, I can clearly tell that triangulate thing works, okay? And let's see other parts of the model, like what's separate and what's not. Like I can turn off all of these, and I don't know what these are though. What are these? Objects? But I don't know what they do. Force field constraints, data, plane axes. Yeah, I'm not sure what these are. Uh, it just says they're objects, but I don't know what they do. But these ones are the actual ones, like the upside down triangles. These actually show the model. So I'm gonna turn off whatever's not the model, and I'm gonna turn on what is the model, so we can see this better. Okay, what is this? I have no idea. Oh wait, something is happening at the necklace. Oh yeah, it's not. Okay, I don't know what this is, we don't need it. This one, this is the hat, we can just turn that off. This is the top, and this is the hair. I don't want to turn the hair off. We have the accessories here, the entire body. And yeah, okay, we should have these somewhere. Yeah, this one. Where was the body again? Oh yeah, here it was. Okay, so this is the entire model, like the essentials of what it needs. And we're gonna try, we're gonna look at this one and we're gonna analyze it, because I want to know how they do it, man. Because their models always look so good. I tried putting in another model, but it didn't have. So the model I initially wanted to put in was actually an original Zenless Zone Zero model, but I couldn't get to it because the site was in Chinese, and I don't know Chinese, if you believe me. So I just went on Sketchfab and got this one using the Sketchfab plugin here. That was pretty easy. Okay. And I don't know, like how do people even analyze models? Because am I just supposed to like turn on the editing mode? Wait, where is it? Am I just supposed to turn on edit mode and just look at how it's made? Because look, I can clearly see that this is the rig, but like, why am I keep saying it's the rig? It's not the rig, it's literally the the model. Okay, anyway, the planes. Okay, these are the planes, and you can clearly see that they actually are different from like they do create texture on the body, so it's not just the paint, but here they kind of ease out because this is not as big of a difference anymore. It's just here on the sides mostly. It's like this character is meant to be look like from the front and the back, not like from the sides here, because like this you can clearly see that there's no there's nothing there really. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hello Spot. Was good. What? The, these what? What are those what? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Um Does the rig work without this? Yeah, it does. Okay, then we're just quickly gonna remove it, you know. Let's delete the vertices and delete the vertices. Perfect. Now I don't know how to get to this one without selecting all the other model, but like I'm just gonna turn on transparency so I can see every edge. But like this is giving me a hard time. How the hell am I supposed to select it? Oh, okay, like this. Maybe this is gonna work. I hope. Okay, yeah, this is much easier. Let's go. We can just select all of this. If it wants to be selected, please. And that one's gonna be a bit harder to get to, but why do I have to make so many runs like through the selection, bro? Okay, and now we delete the vertices. Okay, and there's a shadow here. Okay, the shadow is painted on because obviously. And let's also remove these. The model can't exist without the button itself, so I'm not gonna remove the button, just those parts. So if I grab this one, I think, yeah, let's just delete that. Okay, and the button is still there. I'm just seeing how clean I can get the model before I analyze it. Just so you guys know. And look, this actually works. So, oh no. Alt, no. Control Alt, no. Alt, Alt. I mean, I can just select hopefully everything and get it going. See the vertices. Yeah, we have a long way to go, man. Before I can actually clean up this entire model. Let's delete the vertices. Okay. And delete those. Perfect. We got rid of one of the flowers. I would try finding an easier option, but I don't think there is an easier option, so I guess we're just gonna have to stick with this one. But I mean, it's not that bad of an option. It's just kind of slow. No, wait, no, not that. This one, let's delete those. And there's just one vertice here. Okay, okay. There's another one. And that's all of it. Now, I don't know. Yeah, the hair would just float in the air if it weren't for these. But I think, if I'm not wrong, yeah, the hair is modeled under it. So, where is it? Where is it? Perfect. Although it has some painted shadows, it's not that big of a problem. Let's just select the hair. Let's go into edit mode and take out these parts, right? Because this is what I don't want. Let's delete these, perfect. And now we have, I think, the plainest model we can possibly have here. Except the shoes, I don't know, I don't think these are removable. But they may, oh yeah, they are, okay. Should I? I mean, it probably make my life easier, but like, should I? I don't know. Let's just test this out though. Like, I'm gonna first try to also remove this ankle monitor looking thing. Okay. I'm calling that because it looks like an ankle monitor. Okay, now we're a bit stuck here. Just a second. Okay, perfect. 4. Nice. Back on track, guys. Vertices. And now we just have this one left, which is gonna be a bit easier because just a few vertices here and there. Not a difficult task. Delete. Oh, okay, we also have that. But I'm thankful that it's like easily selectable. Wait, I think I saw there was like... No. No. Okay, no, this just doesn't do what I needed to do. Wait. Alt plus, shift plus. No, this is not... Okay. I remember there was like a button somewhere that allowed me to... How do you call that? Select like more vertices depending on the one that it's already selected. So like for example, I could select one in the corner and then like press something and then it would like radiate out and I could just select all of those, but I guess I don't know how to do that, so we're just going the old-fashioned way, I guess. Okay, let me just try to do this a bit easier because this is so hard. See all of those and 4, wait, 5. You know what's missing? Some freaking music. But I'm not gonna bother putting some. I'm just too lazy. Where's the okay, this one. I'm gonna pick this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, this is so confusing. Why is it so difficult to remove freaking objects from these models, bro? They're too good of models. They should not exist. Is that the right thing to be picked? I don't... No, I picked the wrong one. Come on. Now I don't know how to unpick it. Okay, I guess we're just gonna have to live with it. Okay, yeah, that kind of breaks stuff. But honestly, I think if I just come back here and like fill this. Okay, nope. What if I do it the other way? Fill this. Okay, no. Yeah, it's just gonna give me a weird texture. Should we go back again? I don't know. I mean, it's not that much to take out, so yeah, sure. Alt select these and these. Oh wait, what the hell? I'm changing my language on my computer. I don't want to do that. Okay, just a few more lines. Just a few more lines. Why do they have like double vertices? I don't get it. Why the hell do I have to remove more than one? Because usually when I select it, it's only one in its place, but like these have multiple. So what the hell? Okay, finally got rid of those. Now this one is gonna be a bit more tricky. Let's turn off transparency for this one. I think that's gonna allow me to do a better job. So let's just... Yeah, okay, so the feet are actually modeled there, but like... What the hell? It's like inside the thing. That's kind of funny. Edges and edges and edges. I feel like I'm like just breaking the model right now. This should not be possible. But hey, free models, so it's possible. Although it's not very effective, it can be done. I just have to remove like layer after layer of vertices, bro. This is a difficult task, okay? It's a very difficult task. And I just broke the feet. Oh well. Yes, that happens sometimes. I don't think it has to be perfect if I want to analyze it. So, I'm just gonna do it so it's just an empty model, kinda. Not entirely, because I don't want to get flagged or something. But like mostly, if I can remove something, I probably will, because it's better to see the anatomy and stuff. And I know it might seem like a good excuse, but I promise you it's not an excuse. It's literally what I'm doing. And the other thing is for the other foot. Okay. All right, I'm back. So back to business. We're just gonna take these and these. I think I just removed the toenail. Okay, well, I guess that happens sometimes. Happens to the best of us, guys. Happens to the best of us. Promise. Okay, and we have an almost clean model. I don't know how. What was that? What was that again? Because I really gotta know. I can't leave knowing that I don't know. So, I'm just gonna search on the internet. How to select nearby faces in Blender. Control plus numpad. I don't have a numpad. I don't have a numpad. Or Shift G to select geometrically similar faces. Yeah, okay. That's not very possible, really. By the way, guys, I'm on the internet right now, so I'm not active on Blender. Just in a second. So to grow, or Control Shift plus. Okay. So without that, Control Shift plus. Oh, okay. What just happened? I don't think that was it. Yeah, no, this just makes me like. I don't know how to select these, bro. Okay, what if I just go into edit preferences, then we go into input, emulate numpad? Main 1 and 0 keys acted like that. Okay, no. System? No. Editing? No. Light viewport. Interface? No. Accessibility? Menus? No. System, save and load, file paths. Okay, there's nothing here that's helpful. Let's just go into file and what else can we see here? Window? About Blender system, scripts, memory statistics, debug menu. What's the debug menu? Okay, no, I don't want to go there. Can I edit my like controls in any freaking way? Defaults, clean up external data. I have no idea how to use that. Just gonna look through here because I don't know. Lights, nothing here. Objects. This thing doesn't contain like controls. Key map. Oh yeah, this is the one. Key map. Okay. So let's see. Search by name. If we can search control. Okay, no. Let's search by binding. Control plus plus. No. So let's see. Do we have any controls for like control numpad select more? This one. Okay. Control numpad plus. Let's just press a key. Control this one. Control equal. And do we have anything else that's control equal? I'm just gonna look through here really quick because I don't want to just activate random stuff that like shouldn't be activated. No. Yeah, but there doesn't seem to be an equal used here, so I think we're good. Shift control. Okay, control equal is zoom view. I'm just gonna not use that. And anything else that has control and equal. Yeah, no, not really. Also, I don't really remember the control equal doing anything else, so I think we're good. I think it's already saved, so if we just control equal. Oh, okay, so maybe not. What if I just... Which control do I need to use, bro? Pick shortest path. Fill region. Oh, I mean, that's a tiny bit easier, but I don't know if it's the most effective thing. It kind of does work though. Let's see, this works. Delete vertices. Okay, yeah, it kind of worked, but like, it was kind of interesting to do that actually. Fill region. Okay, so yeah, those were like just different, too far apart from each other, so they wouldn't like connect. But yeah, this is not the most effective way to do this. There should be other ways, but like, I don't know any other ways. You know what, we could just go classic and just, wait, just do this. Because this one also works. Although not as well. It's just really fast for these like really big bunches of vertices that are like hard to delete. Okay, why am I back here, bro? Okay. Does that happen to you guys? Like, you just want to do something and then like so yeah, the nail is modeled, but I just deleted the other one. Like, wait, I forgot what I wanted to say. Shit. I guess we'll never know. Do I have any other comments? We have 5 views. Okay, so 5 people were on the stream. That's amazing. And I just saw I deleted like part of the toe there. Okay, it doesn't really matter that much, I hope. What if we just... Yeah, I'm just gonna select faces then, because this is much easier. I select a bit of the hill there. I'm gonna just deselect that one. And let's see if this works. Delete vertices. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it does work. Perfect. Well, that's exactly what I was looking for. Now I can just... Okay, but there are some vertices that are here and don't really serve a purpose. So let me just clean these up. I don't want to see random dots when I analyze this thing, so, you know, just like this. Delete everything in its path. Okay. X vertices. Perfect. We're almost there, guys. Just hang tight. A few more. Okay, I deleted the heel. It's pretty much the same as in the other side. Almost, actually. We have 6 views. I think that's just me just going on to OBS and looking at the stream again and again. I don't think I have 6 views because I don't think someone enters and exits after 5 seconds. I don't know. And let's delete these. Perfect. We have just this edge to delete. Okay, now we just see the edges. There shouldn't be anything more that should be deleted except this one right here. Yeah, the rest, I'm not even gonna bother doing the rest. Like this wristband, I don't know if it's even modeled under there. Yeah, is it? It probably is. So yeah, okay, we can totally see it. It is modeled, so I'm not gonna bother doing that right now. Okay, let's first think of a way to analyze it. So I have a few ways of doing it, and this can be done in any program really, but I just like using Clip Studio Paint, so I'm quickly gonna screenshot this. Yeah, and I'm gonna go on to Clip Studio Paint, paste it here, right? And I'm gonna use the... What tool can I use for this one? Okay, no, this just moves the canvas. This one? No. Correct line? No. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I don't know. Where's the tools? The lasso tool or the rectangle? Let's use the rectangle. And I'm gonna move this reference down here. I'm gonna scale it up a bit. I know you guys don't see it yet because it's on my other tab, and I'm gonna put it right away. I'm just going to angle it perfectly here. Nice. Okay, and now I'm gonna open Clip Studio Paint so you can totally see this now. Wait, this was the Blender one, this is the Clip Studio Paint. I'm on the free trial of 30 days because I just got my new tablet. If you guys, I mean, you guys should know that. I don't know where to put the microphone because now I'm gonna have to, you know, I'm just gonna put it here. I hope that's good. Now I'm gonna pull out my tablet because we're gonna need the pen for this one. Okay, we're gonna have to analyze it. Let me just grab my drawing glove and my pen. Okay, now we are where we should be. I just gotta connect the tablet to the computer first. By the way, guys, if you were wondering, it's like working really well. I didn't have any problems recently with the tablet. I think it's good. It's working. Okay, I'm proud. Okay, now we have it working. I don't want the selection tool again. I want the pen. And yeah, this also works. Let's see if I can get like a more vibrant color that's visible. Okay, yeah. Now, it's not that easy to see because look how pixelated it is. Like I can totally see that. But if we zoom out enough, it's not that visible, I guess. Yeah, it's not that big of a problem. And you can literally see that the toes are missing here. But anyway. So, this... I know this is a weird view, but like... I don't know what it's called, like the asymmetric view or something. But we see the character from like... a certain perspective, right? Which is like straight on from any angle. So wait, what the heck just happened? Okay, anyway, usually when you would draw a character, let me just make here on the side. When you would draw a character, you would do like, you would have the head on the eye level, and then you would have like the shoulder part, you have it here, I don't know, and then maybe the hips like this, and then these would go into perspective, right? It's not the best drawing, but like, it's not the best drawing, but let's see. Usually when you draw like this in perspective, right, we're gonna have the feet are gonna look like this. And if you look at this and you put this character in like a setting or something, like you actually I don't know, let's make like a street or something. That's like the most classic way of doing it. Like you can totally see that this works in perspective. Like this could actually be a character. Let's just put something here, like a bag or something. I don't know. And make some pants here. The details are not really that important, but as you can see, characters usually follow perspective when you draw them. But this, like, you can just look at the ellipses here. If I were to draw ellipses on this, like these are almost circles, not really, but like because they go lower, they turn from that to like this. Okay, this would be like a cylinder in perspective, just really crappy, I know. But this is kind of how it would look, and you can see like the ellipses kind of open up. Well, here, if you were to draw ellipses, of course, this part of the torso is actually angled forwards, so you kind of see it like that, right? But if you look, wait, am I drawing on the thing there with that? Yeah, I am. Okay, quickly just gonna take that back quickly, and let's go to the selection tool. I'm gonna erase all of this first of all. Okay, we're gonna make a new layer so I don't ruin what we have here. Go back here and let's see. So if we were to go here on the knees, like there's like no cubes in perspective here, right? There's just like, you see this from the front. Okay, that's why you see this bottom part of the foot, because the toes are actually a bit above the ball of the foot, and uh, above the pads, like these are the pads. You see them above the pads, but if you just saw my recent example, when you draw them in perspective, you kind of see them like, come on. When you draw them in perspective, you kind of see them like this, okay? kind of see the toes up here. But here, like all the ellipses, straight, 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 straight everywhere. And this is an important thing to keep in mind, because when you're designing a character, like a character sheet, if you accidentally make like your character follow the rules of uh, the rules of perspective, like look, I'm just gonna make a character here, right? And when you do this, you usually have to like keep these like on the same perspective level, right? Because if you were to use perspective on this, it would look kind of like yeah, I'm not sure if this is how it would look, but like it's a good representation to see like what you're working with, okay? This will be like in perspective, and this is not in perspective. This is what characters actually have. I don't know if you can see the brush because it's a bit small. I'm just gonna make it bigger. This is what they use. This is not what they use. So I gotta keep in mind when I'm making character to use this kind of way of making things, right? Now, let me just take all this away. Okay. Let's go to the brush and just look at, oh, okay. Look at a few details of this, right? So let's, I'm not gonna trace the entire thing, but I will trace like the big shapes of the model, so we can see how the proportions are made, like where things start and where they end, right? And I usually start out with like a pretty boxy shape for the torso, right? If we go like this, boom, okay. And the neck kind of goes like this. Then I would have here like the shoulder balls. And if we just extend these out, I usually just do this with like just squares. I don't usually do that. Well, I'm just gonna do it the way I do it. So like plain lines that like converge here to a point in the forearm. This is a bit helpful because I'm pretty much tracing the form, but like when I'm usually drawing, I don't do this. It's just helpful right now in the moment. Okay, we can see the wrist is right here. We can see the elbow is right here with the bicep here. If we were to put the arm in a side-by-side comparison, I think the elbow, like the actual elbow part, would be right there. So like here, okay. And this, we can clearly see the biceps. This is the forearm. That's perfect. Now let's go to the hips. So we can see that the bone actually starts here. If I don't have the best anatomical knowledge of how the pelvic bone works, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of like this. And then we go like here. This is where the legs start, like this kind of. But we're not gonna worry about the bones right now. We just want to worry about the overall shapes. So we would have something like this, and in between there's like this line, which in my previous model that I made like a few hours before this live stream, it was like, I don't know where to draw it. Okay, it was like we had the the chest, right? And then I would make the hips, not the hips, the belly. The belly would be pretty much straight, and then it would converge outwards. But what I'm seeing here in this model is that the thinnest point is not here at the waist or at the belly, it's here where the rib cage ends. And that's an important thing to remember because if I remember correctly, the rib cage is about, yeah, halfway over here. So the halfway point of the entire torso, like the entire box here, will be this one under the rib cage, thinnest point. And I'm not gonna go and say that it's as thin as it is here at the top because obviously this is the thinnest part of the torso, but when I'm talking about the middle, this is the one I'm talking about. And we're just gonna follow through with the shape here. The bone usually goes out like this and then ends like this. I don't know. Let's use that for a while, okay? And then we have here like the bone from behind. I forgot the name, like the tailbone or something. Yeah, that was the name. Okay. We clearly have a foundation now, but what I'm most curious about is the actual proportions of the limbs compared to the body, because if we just take a look at how the rib cage is formed, you can actually see the grid behind it, right? So like these squares, and this is gonna be really helpful because this is 1, 2, this is 4 squares, right? From here to here, this is 4 squares, and the entire torso is a bit above this, 4 squares down to here, and 4 more squares down to here. That's perfect. Now, we have 8 squares, right? 8 squares of kind of length of the torso. We can divide in 4 and 4. As I said, the halfway point is literally the thinnest point. And if we just take a look at the width, this is thinner. And just taking like halfway of each one, it would be like three kind of grid squares thick, I think. And therefore, if I were to recreate this ratio on the blank paper, let's imagine this is the 4, like from here to here, right? This is the halfway point, then we need a halfway point and another halfway point over there. This is the ratio of how the torso looks, okay? I'm gonna remember this. And like, I remember some tips saying that like this way at the third, the lower third is where it tapers down, and then here it goes up like this. Perfect. Okay, so this is the shape of the rib cage. I don't know if it's exactly to the ratio, so I'm gonna just test that right away. If we, wait, we need to make it bigger a bit. If we make it to the actual size of what it is here in the model, as you can see, I've gotten it pretty well. Let's just look at it here, right? So yeah, it's a bit more than 4 tall, but that's how the model is a bit as well, because the neck kind of ends at about the third of the way of the square above, right? So this is a pretty accurate representation, almost a 1-to-1. It's a good thing to know the proportions, because when I'm actually doing the things in Blender, if I get the proportions wrong, like I make the chest, I don't know, like if I make it too long or something, then it messes up the entire thing. Because then if I were to make the hips how they would have to be, I'd feel like they were a bit short, so then I would make the hips a bit longer as well, and then the whole body would end up longer. And this is why it's really important to take good precision measurements of the proportions here. Okay. Now we already used a lot of red here, so I'm just gonna change the color maybe to yellow. Let's go one more layer above it so it's visible again. Right, now here at the hips, you can totally see that the belly button is a bit above the pelvic bone, right? And as I said, it it's not straight down here. Like it could be like that, but it's not like that. And thank God I actually noticed this detail because it wouldn't have been very well if I didn't. And okay, it's actually like a trapezius more than it is like a square with a wider trapezius. So it's not like this like a skirt, okay? That's how I was doing it in my previous model. It's not like that. And it kind of goes like this and this. This is another mistake I just noticed. Like in my model, I made the hips like an actual trapezius, like this, okay? But this is more like a pentagon, I think that's the name. Like it has 5 sides instead of 4. And this is what I was missing, okay? My model did not look like this. And look, I already established this is 4, this is 4, this width here, like from here to here, this is 3. And let's establish this one. So from half the box here to half the box here, this is 4 from behind, actually 5. So, oh, how the hell did I write 6? I don't know. Anyway, this is 3, this is 5, this is 4, this is 4. Let's just recreate it here down below. See if I can actually do it to proportion. So we have another 4, maybe here, I think. And because this is 3, right? The next one is gonna have to be 5. So this is 2, this is 3, then this is, what? Is it actually 5? Damn, okay. It's actually 5. So I'd have to go like one more square in each direction. That's kind of a lot, but let's just trust the process. I don't usually do this, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. It seems like so wide to me. Like, is this actually 5? Yeah, kinda. All right. Well, we're gonna test that out anyway. And as I said, it ends like this kind of. So it kind of shortens it out, but I don't know. I don't think this is the right proportion. I might be wrong, but let's test it out as we did in the previous test. I'm gonna take this and put it over after I scale it to the actual size. Okay, it actually is like that. Just gonna make it like. So yeah, I did get it right. But I wasn't expecting like the hips to actually be this wide. Okay. Okay, no, not the selection tool. This is like where actually down below, this is where the legs start, like this. Okay, I was not expecting it to be like this wide. To me, the ratio of 3 up here and 5 up here seemed like a bit normal in my mind, and 4 here and 4 here, but like when it's actually on paper, it looks like really wide. I didn't expect that because on the character it doesn't look that way. And I'm not sure why that is. I think it's just because of the legs. Because here there's like no legs and you can clearly tell how wide it is. But when you actually add in the legs, let's just do a rough representation of the legs here. I don't know. I don't usually draw legs like this angled outwards. It's actually kind of like this. What the hell? Something is wrong with my drawing. And okay, yeah, this should be like the widest point, so I shouldn't exceed that, obviously. That's why it kind of looks a bit wrong. So if I just go in and erase that part, that goes too far on the outside, I'm just gonna be left with the correct one. I hope. But I don't know, like these proportions don't seem right to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not made for this. I don't know. And the elbows are like right here. The hands are a bit more like outwards like this, but I'm not gonna bother with that right now. Just wanna see if like the legs is what makes it look really wide here at the waist, at the hips. So let's just select it and put it over. Okay, yeah, my legs are a bit thicker than the model is, so that's something I got wrong at least. Okay, yeah, I do notice it now. I think I had like too far away here, so I didn't really see that. But like if I put it like side to side comparison, I can clearly see that it's way worse. Just gonna try to redo them because I want to get legs right before I move on to the next analyzation aspect, something. And these go quite straight down, right? Down to the knee, which is like right here. And if we actually track that, let's see how much even is that. The knee ends right here actually, which is a bit lower than what I thought. This is pretty much an angle that goes down to here, and this is like here, like right where the torso ends there. So okay, this is an interesting thing to find out. I didn't know this actually. Maybe it seems less white because of the shading like from the side, because this part is lighter than this part, so the shadow kind of makes it feel more tapered, and maybe even the background as well. We'll see in a moment, right? If we were to take this and put this one over the model, I think this one would be a better representation if I'm not wrong. And yep, it is. The knees do end there, although it's not the most accurate angle and thickness of the legs, but that's fixable, of course, much more fixable than the torso is. And let's take a look at the legs, okay? So I already established the hips end kind of like here. After 4 squares, so we have 4 squares of waist and hips, and then 4 squares of the chest. And then how many squares until the bottom of the knees, which is right here? That's gonna be 6 squares. Okay, this is interesting. So if you were to put the legs up to the torso, they would end up like here, which is something I didn't really expect, because usually when I mean not usually, but like when I do this, like when I put my knees up there, they go up to like here. But maybe I just got longer legs. I don't know. Yeah, and if you're wondering, I literally just tested it out in real life. Okay, so the shape of the legs. They start out how thick? Let's see. So they start from here, and they kind of get a bit more wide than the hips are, but that's not really a big aspect. Like if I'm doing a normal model, the legs would be kind of straight down like this, and not here to the side. But this is like optimized for like the best rigging ever. which is not something I necessarily looking for. I'm just looking for ease of use, how easily I can make this. And this is like from here to here would be like 2 squares and a bit more. So I'm not gonna say 2.5, but it kind of is 2.5. And 2.5 is like how much? Okay, a bit less than 2.5 because obviously they have to be less thick than the waist is, because 2.5 with 2.5 would make up the entire thing, which would contradict this because there's like a gap here. Okay, take these back, and I'm just gonna assume they're like 2 squares thick. So half of the chest or half of the lower body, like this, just 2 squares thick, and they end up being from here to here would be 1 square, right? And a bit more. So 1 and a few squares, they get tapered down almost to the halfway point. So like from here to here, it's not really a halfway point. Like if I were to draw this, this would be like the halfway point right here, but it's not really like that. It's more like this. Okay, a tiny bit more outwards. Of course, because of the fat tissue and the muscle and other parts of the knees. So this is actually how thick the leg is. So there's 2 here and 1 point something, I don't know. Then the lower leg, let's see. So from the bottom of the knee, we go 6 squares lower, we end up here, which means the upper leg, like the femur leg, is 6 squares, as much as the tibia is. And I know this is like exaggerated in anime style drawings, because, or any kind of art really, because longer legs look a bit better. So it's human proportions would have like more of a 6 and a 5 here. Uh, but like because it's anime, of course it's 6 and a 6, and then they just continue out like 1.5 more. So the entire lower leg would be like 7.5 maybe. Okay. And looking at the thickness, it obviously gets thicker here at the calf, but I don't know how much thicker. Because like if you were to draw a normal, I don't even know what it's called in English. I know the Romanian word, but I don't know the English word. It's not like this, it's more like this. So yeah, it does get wider. By how much, I don't know, but if you ask me, it's kind of like 1.5. So this part of the knee should be like in between 1 and 1.5, obviously. Also a bit higher than 1, because if the knee was like 1 square thick, it would be like so fragile. So in turn, we just have 2 here, then 1 point something here. That's not point something, this is point something. And then 1.5 here. And then when does it get to 1 square? This is what I'm wondering right now. So this is the width of 1 square. I'm thinking it's kind of like here. So if we take the same length, it kind of looks like the same length. It goes down to 1. So it actually tapers more down here than it tapers like this. Like this would be kind of like that, but this would be like this. It tapers a lot more. And then it goes kind of straight and steady, and it's not as thick as 1 entire square. So it does get thinner as it goes, but this is something just to keep in mind. I can adjust the thickness really easily, just the overall proportions need to be right. If you go even lower, I think, yeah, this one, the bones here, these do end up in one square grid, square thickness, something something. So that is also something that I need to remember. Then it would kind of be like this part and this part. This one is obviously longer, but I don't really have a ratio like, I don't know, 3 to 2 or something. Of course I would use that if I could, but over time I've been in my life really analytical with proportions and drawing and stuff, and this kind of helped me, but it's not as helpful as I make it feel like, because most of the time I just forget this information. But it's really nice to get a reminder of the proportions right now. Okay, and it's not really that important to get the whole like curve right of the calf. You know, what's important actually is that I just get the entire thing correct. So maybe just these two lines. I don't know, like from here and from here, like one third of it, so like 1/3 and then 2/3. That's just what I need to keep in mind to draw the calf, like the lower leg, and then the foot. I can just I can deal with that. It's not that big of a problem. I don't think I even want to study that one, because I think I already know the ratio. So like the average foot is like kind of tilted here, and then like 3/1, maybe, kind of like that. Yeah, this is kind of like a foot looks with the ratio of like 1 to 3. Yeah, this is how I usually draw legs and even shoes for the matter. Okay, so I don't think I want to change this. Maybe just the soles can make it a bit higher, but like the foot itself is like 1/3. It's like a really simplified way of doing it. Uh, Also the thickness of the foot is like not as much, but close to the thickest point of the calf, which is 1.5. So that's also nice to keep in mind. Now, the neck and the head, this is where I've been struggling a lot actually. But let's see if I can do this. So, yeah, I was right all along. So the head, right? The head does fit within the torso, most of it. Yeah, if I were to make a little outline of the head and the neck. Okay, so the head and the neck combined, they make up the entire length of the torso of the chest. So if we were just to add these up, we would have like a 12 tall thing. So like this would be half 6 and 6, then this would be 3 and 3, and then 3 for here, right? We have this one, and then 4 here at this point, and then the rest is also gonna be like that. So this and this, like the head goes here, the neck goes here, then we have like the torso, which tapers down here, and then we have like this part going thicker. And these are like very rough proportions, but like it's this part, and this part, which are all the same. So like from the top of the head to the neck, from the top of the chest to the bottom of the chest, and then from the bottom of the chest to the end of the pelvis. These are equal proportions in anime characters. I would say so. And the legs, how long are the legs though? I'm really curious. So we already decided that this is 6, right? And then this is also 6. So we already have 12. Like 12 more. We already got here. And there's also the foot left. The feet, actually. There's two of them. Okay? So there's like 12 here, 12 here, and then I don't know, 1.5 here, I guess. Yeah, yeah, that works. That really does work. Obviously, these characters are made to be like easily not replaceable. It's easy to make a lot of them because the proportions are so easy to remember. Like you just have 12 here, it divides in 3, each part is like equal, and then you have 6 and 6 for the legs, and then just the feet just randomly. And also I know the measurement that the the measurement that the elbow is at the bottom of the chest, right? I think that's pretty clear. And then the lower arm is like this much. So like this arm is also 4, this part is also 4, and the hand itself, I don't know, it's like maybe 2, a little bit more, maybe 3, 2.5, I don't know, but it's much easier to do this. Now, how thick the head is, if we go like from up here to up here, we'd have like a third on each side, so 2.6 maybe, 2.6 getting closer to 3 because of the ears. Yeah, so with the ears it would actually be 3. I don't know where this is. So here where the, as I established before, the top of the chest is like 3 squares thick, and then this one is also 3 squares thick, including the ears. So if it weren't for the ears, it wouldn't be that much, but because of the ears, it is 3, and then this is 4. So it's pretty much a 3 by 4, right? By another 3 by 4, and then a 3 by 4 by 5. And then the entire thing just fits here normally. So you would make the head, the neck, the torso would be like this, 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 and then like this. And then you go on with the legs. So yeah, these are the proportions. Also, we have, as I said, this is 12. Then you go down another 12. I don't know if that's 12, maybe not. This is 12. You go down like this much, and we end up at the ankles, and then we just continue more with the feet, and then the shoulders, the elbows at the end of the chest, then a bit more at the end of the pelvis, and then the hands, which are like about this size. So yeah, these are the proportions. I have them in mind right now. It's great that I went over them again, and this just looks like a math problem. Like I analyzed the whole thing, and this is a crazy thing to see right now. That's actually crazy. Okay, wait, why am I? Where am I going? Okay, no, back to this one. This is like the hardest math problem. I don't. People always tell me I complicate things more than they should be complicated, and when it comes to this thing, I think I kind of agree. This is like so complicated. Like, what even is all this? I don't know. But I'm not even gonna go with another code because that would just make it more confusing. Like if I were to put on another thing, like this looks green now. I'm just gonna go really quickly. My OCD is telling me to. Right? I'm not gonna get the thickness right to the arms, but they don't really matter that much, I guess. Shape of the head, the ears right there, boom, boom, and boom. And this. Now, if we just turn off the reference, we can see what's left, and it's crazy. The thing that's left is actually crazy. And also, let's try and compare these, like the one that I made, like the miniature model right here. Let's copy this one and try and make it as tall as the other one, and test if the proportions are gonna be similar at least. So kind of like this, maybe, yeah. So we put this over this one, and boom, you can clearly see the chest is over the chest, the hips are over the hips, the legs, I didn't really pay much attention to those, but like, yeah, I made the legs a bit longer than they should be, or maybe I just added perspective a bit. The arms are as long as they should be, maybe a tiny bit longer, but yeah, these are the proportions. I demonstrated to myself that I can actually make them, which is a great sign. This is what we're left with after we got rid of the reference. This is the reference. This is without the sketch, right? So we analyze the heck out of this model, okay? And it's great. It's great that we analyze it. We now know how it looks. But we're not done yet. I know it's like 10 p.m. in Romania right now, but like, we're not done yet, okay? You know why? Because we also have the side profile. And I don't think I would bother with this one, but like, I really want to bother with it. So I'm just gonna select transparency, grab all of these. Right, and hide. If we were to go to this side profile, wait. Let's also hide this arm as well, to see the entire thing without the arms. It's much more helpful that way. So now we press H, we hide the arms, perfect. Okay, forgot those. Now we hide, perfect. Now we have the thing how it needs to be. I would also hide the legs to see more of what's happening here, but like, I don't think that's necessary right now. Let's just go into this view, object mode. Okay, maybe not. What's a way we can like see this without the wireframe? Maybe if I select all of it? No, that's not any better. I mean, it's just if I zoom in enough. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this one. So let's grab this, make a screenshot of it. Going back to Clip Studio Paint, I'm gonna paste this here, and let's just select it, drag it here. I think I'm gonna make her as tall as the other model right here, just to keep track of things. Okay, let's have it right there. Let's make another layer over this one. And one thing I didn't actually look at were the size of the shoulders. Okay, yeah, these, how thick are these? Like, they go out until 4. So like, if this is 3, wait, huh? Wait, what am I doing here? Okay, so they go out a bit more like this. They should be as thick as what part? Just maybe a square. So if I were like making a square out of the chest, including the shoulders, yeah, this would be a square. So yeah, it just adds to make a 4. This one the thickest part is a 3 at the chest, and then half and half, it makes it 4. But right here, I would say it's kind of like 2 and 2, but it's a bit thicker than that, and also the head has to measure that. So maybe like this much. Yeah, maybe 2.5. So 2.5, 4 minus 2.5, that's 1.5. So every shoulder is like 0.75, right? And I just mean the outer part, because if we take this part into account, that's just like a full square, so let's just say it's 1, okay? And to really calculate the shoulders on this model, we can literally just take the length of the chest, right? Divided by 2, divided by 2 again. We have this, and we just put it here next to our model. And we have the arms in the correct proportions. Perfect. But what I was actually looking for was this one, because now that I know everything about the front side, I need to know everything about the profile, which this one, it gets a bit more difficult. You can clearly see that these are like the collarbones, right? And yeah, you can clearly see that it's also tilted here. But if we were to make like, this is gonna be difficult. Okay, let's just put the rib cage where it should be, like right here maybe. So we can just make this into a straight line, right? And this one can be 2 lines. So we have here, I've been told that this is like 2/3 and this is 1/3, like right here where the peak of the chest is in the front, and in the back it's like pretty much the opposite, with like a bit more shallow angles, I think. I don't know. Yeah, a bit more shallow angles. So if I were to use the exact same angles, it would be more like this, like an emerald, but um they're more shallow like this, and this rule still applies, so like 1/3 here and 2/3 here, right? We have this proportion, really easy to keep track of, but here the thickness of the upper part and the thickness of the lower part, these are different, okay? And if we just take a look at the grid behind, this would be like 1.5, and this would be like 2 maybe. So just gonna go 1.5 here and 2 here. Also depending on how much fat the character has, but this exact model of Belle has quite less, not a lot. Oh, my Duolingo just notified me that I need to do my lesson, but I won't. And as I said, this is angled, but angled as it is, this makes 1.5, and that's no doubt. And the neck is like 1, and so it's 1 thick from the side profile, but how thick is it from the actual? It's also 1. Okay, that's a very good thing to know. So it's 1, this is 1.5. If you want to make the neck, we just go here at the back, and then we remove like 1/3 of the entire thing. Right here we have the neck that connects into the head. This entire height can fit into the chest, and then this entire height from the chest can go down to the pelvis. And here, this is where I thought I was doing it right. So this is where it actually goes straight down, right? And straight down here. but it's not just like that, because here when we account for the hips, like we already said that the hips were here. Wait, let's make a straight line. The hips were here, and this is also where in the character they form the behind of the character. And this can be just simplified with three faces like this. And this angle right here, this one is not as angular as this one right here. It's a bit less or a bit more steep, you know. So this would be 2 still, yeah. And then let's just look at this part. Yeah, this is like 1/3 here and then 2/3 here. So like 1/3 of the lower torso is like the waist, which is actually kind of like this. But that's more complicated, so I'm just gonna use this method instead. It ends up here, which is still straight here, and from 2 it goes to a bit more than 3, but I'm just gonna assume it's 3. And then it goes straight here to like 3 or something, but it also takes away from this one, and it's not as slim as that, but it's slimmer than the 3, so it's like 2.5. And then when it gets back to 2, it's like right here. Right. So these are not as easy to remember, but I think I can work with this. Yeah. So after I'm done with like all the measurements, I am gonna make a model on Blender, or at least I'm gonna try to make one. Like as low poly as possible. I'm just gonna try to get the proportions like they are here. Then we just go a bit lower. Also, we can totally see that the legs start at the halfway point of the hips, like from here, from the side profile. Like these, wait, let me grab another color, really quick, green maybe. This is where the legs start, okay? So viewed from the side profile, the legs are actually a bit longer, and it's because it's like this. We see this side from the side profile, and from the front we mostly see this side, because it's what sticks out to us when we see like this triangle of negative space. Now let's go here, and let's see if the thickness is the same. So I said that the thickness from the front profile, from the front side, is 2 here and 1 and a bit here, right? If we go here to the side, we're gonna see it's 1.5 here. So the knee is not a square or a circle. When it's like when it's cut in half, it's more like an oval, right? Or at least this this kneecap actually makes it look like it's a bit longer. So if we were to draw like some sort of knee here, like make it a circle maybe, and then let's add the kneecap, this is what makes it look like it's thicker. So the kneecap can be added after we make the whole model first, so we can just keep this as the same thickness as this, which is like 1 and a bit. So just 1 and a bit here, and just add the kneecap later. And then here at the calf, we can clearly see that this goes like this and this goes like this. Yeah, the angle is normal because this actually stays at 1.5, which is really interesting. But look, normally in humans, The tibia will be kind of like this, maybe, but here it's more like this, maybe to enhance like the visuals or something. But it's something that's really important to keep in mind, especially when doing these models. So I have to keep in mind that maybe I can just simplify it into this parallelogram or something. I don't know what they call it in English. And then, as you can also see, the ankle does become a bit thicker than here, but not very much. I'd still consider it to be like almost the same, and then add like the little tendon. I'll add it after it. So we can just have this and this. So from 1.5 we go down to a bit smaller than 1, I guess. Or we can just go to 1, which would be much easier. So if we like set that there, then also have this here. We have the square, we have another square here, and then another one. As I said, the proportion is like 1 to 3 at the feet, which is really a really nice proportion, I have to agree. Now, I didn't really exactly measure how thick this is. I just said it's like a bit less than 1. So I'm just gonna say the same thing for the ankle here. Okay, now I also said something about the neck being like 1 and it's also 1 tall. So it starts here, ends here, that's like 1 tall. So if we were to draw like a perfect cube, that's not a perfect cube, and put like a cylinder inside of it, this would be the neck. Perfect. Now for the face and the head, I don't know how to model those out yet. But I've just seen most people like use this technique of like extending a vertice, like making a really continuous line uh, of the whole thing like that, and then I don't know, like filling things out, making it gradually. But I don't know how that's supposed to work because I have tried that. I've gotten okay results, but not the best ones. So I guess our head will be just it'll be kind of weird. Our head won't be as detailed, but I don't really mind that much, honestly. Now this one looks like a math problem. Damn. Okay, also the chest, like the actual chest, starts here from where the shoulder should be. So the shoulder is right here, and it starts from the shoulder, goes down here from the angle of the chest, right? The same angle, and it goes a bit higher than the peak of the chest right here. So when the chest goes like this, we go a bit higher, and this is where the chest starts to go like this. And this is just a round shape. There's no need to do anything fancy for it. As for the thing before the behind, this actually should be pretty much the same thickness. So this is just gonna be 2.5 here, right? But this one with this one would be the same, and this one with this one would also be the same, right? So if I were to draw an exaggerated shape of that, it would kind of be like this and this, you know? So it's the thickest part is here, and then we have 2 angles that are the same, and 2 more angles that are the same, and the same thickness here. We decided it's like 2. It's actually 2. Although it does go a bit further down, I think. So yeah, the thing is, the waist here is actually not really 1/3 of the entire thing. It's a bit less than 1/3, because this thing would be split into thirds perfectly, but if we were to just add this portion down below, now the whole thing messes up a bit, and this actually is part of the geometry. As you can see, this part right here has a lot more edges and vertices like going through it, which means that this is where the crotch ends. Okay, you gotta keep that in mind. Wait. Okay, I'm back. I'm just taking a quick look again to see if my calculations were correct. Yeah, they should be right, I think. And usually I should be using like these pictures. I should be just putting them on Blender and using them as a reference to like trace out the model a bit, but I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, let's go back to Blender. Right, we have this model. I'm just gonna unhide it. Can we unhide like what was hidden? I don't know how to unhide stuff. Wait. How do I... H. Oh, now it's hidden. Yeah, I don't know. Modifiers? Armature? No. Vertex groups? Okay, too many stuff here. Not even gonna bother with that. I don't know how to unhide the arms, but I'm just gonna press Ctrl Z to get them back, hopefully. Okay, yeah, they're back. Perfect. Now we have the whole rig here. I'm just gonna turn everything back on, like all the objects, right? Although the sandals were actually deleted, so I can't get those back. So this is like everything I can get back, with like the toes, the toenails just missing here. Oh wait, she has a heart here? No, that's not heart. I just... Okay, from this angle it looks like an upside down heart. That's crazy. Anyway, this is the model. We studied the model. Pretty interesting. Now let's just try it on my own, which is gonna be the difficult part. I'm just gonna delete this entire model. I can't, no, okay. Delete all of these. Icosphere, delete that. Then like all the objects and vertex groups and modifiers and stuff. Also gonna delete these. Perfect, and now we have an empty scene with a light, a camera, and this cursor. Okay. Now, it's my time to shine, I guess. Let's start with the cube, I guess. This one. And let's use the proportions that I just learned. So if we grab this, let's put it right here, okay? I said that was gonna have to be like 4 let's first scale it down a bit, okay, to work in this area. Okay, so I'd said we'd have like a 4 for the chest, right? And let me just look back at the measurements here. So it was like 1.5 there and 2 there. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, but then it kind of extends, but I don't know how thick that part is. I guess we'll just know soon enough. Okay, so let's take the 3, no, the 2. No, edit mode. Okay, so here we go to 2. Do we have transparency on? Yeah. We're gonna grab this, scale it on the y-axis. Wrong orientation, my bad. 5, okay. Now let's scale on the y-axis. 2, this is 2, and 1.5, where is that? Scale y like this. Yeah, that's a good one. Then we're gonna grab this face right here, and I don't know how thick this should be, but like it should be more that way. Hold on, let me just make this like 2 here. Okay, I don't know, wait, so yeah, it does kind of end a bit in front, so kind of like this, I think. And then let's scale it on the y-axis again until it's like this big. So from here we can just make 2 cuts, right? Put them in the middle, exactly like that. Let's scale this upwards because that's how it was. Let's grab it on the y-axis and place it. Let's scale it up a bit more. And then this one as well, to grab it and put it okay. Okay, I see. Okay, perfect. I get it. Now let's grab this, let's put it here so that part is straight, and then this one also has to be straight here, and that's kind of the side profile, I guess. And we have 1.5, but it should be like 4. So let me just grab on the z-axis and extend these a bit. Grab. I don't want this to be inaccurate, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so now it's 4 tall and 1.5 there to here. Let's just move the entire thing so it's like 2 here on the grid. And then from here, we grab the face, we extrude it downwards. I don't remember how much we had to extrude it, but let's just go like 4 squares, right? And I said it stays kind of still here for the first cut. So if we were to make a cut here, that stays kind of still, and then the actual hips start. But just a second, because this one had to be more closer to a third than a quarter, so that's gonna be it right there. And let's make another one right here. And if I remember correctly, the size that was here, grab on the Y, let's put it like here, so that were 2, and let's scale this one to like 2.5 maybe. Let's grab it on the y-axis, let's put it right here, and perfect. Is that how it is? So 2.5 there, 2 there, and yeah, pretty much. But that's not the entire thing, so let's not get too excited. This part here, that was a 2. So this should be a bit wider actually. I guess that's my mistake for not measuring that. So now let's scale this one as well, up there. A bit more maybe. So we can have that. Now here from the front, this is totally messed up. Need to fix this just a second. So wait, 3. Okay, this one. Let's grab this, scale on the x-axis. I said it was like 2 maybe. And then I said that like this part was like the thinnest part ever. Which I don't know, how thin was it? Like 2.5, a bit more than 2. I'm just gonna check really quick. Did I even mention that? No, not really. But like it should be a bit wider than the top area here. Now this one also goes like this kind of. And then these two, let's scale them a bit lower because these should be like 5 wide. No, wait, scale X and right here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like, these are really weird proportions, if you ask me. But I guess that's really where it ends. I can't really judge with that, but like, grab this. Oh wait, no, I forgot. There's no like middle cut on this. Let's just put one there and grab these on the z-axis to make this angle kind of. So yeah, if I'm looking at this, yeah, this should be like 5 wide, but it's like so much. I don't know why it looks like that. I don't know why it looks like it's so much. It's really not. Okay, let's also make a cut here on the middle on this one. And let's actually go ahead and add a subdivision modifier. Where is it? Subdivision surface. Because this one should like round things up a bit. Not perfectly, but it does make a difference. So let's go into object mode. Yeah, this is much closer to what I thought I would be able to make, but as I can see from the subdivision, the part that should be like really thin isn't that thin. So let's scale it down a bit. Yeah, just like that. And this part, the hips, I don't know why the hips seem like they're so big. Maybe I'm just crazy or something. I don't know. Let's turn off the modifier for now because I'm gonna need to take some edges, right? So these ones and these ones, let's scale them on the x-axis and let's grab them up a bit. And from here, I think if we just can we bevel this? Control B. Yeah, we can. Okay, let's bevel that. Just a tiny bit. Actually, a bit more. Maybe this much. Okay, and now if we go down here, we grab these. This is the initial thickness of the thighs, and as I said, these should go like, how much? Totally forgot. Okay, wait, just a second, because I just realized this doesn't go down to 4, so let's just make it go down to 4. If we look here, that's kind of a straight transition, so SZ, no, X. But not that straight. Okay, perfect. And then this one, let's just make it like this, kind of. Perfect. Yeah, that's not the thickness that it should be. Okay, let me just go on to the side profile here, because that's not how it should have ended up. It's scale. No, wait, what am I doing? No, I just need to take like this edge right here, and this one, and this one, and this one. So like these ones on the side, and I need to scale them on the y-axis a bit, just so I can balance them out, because this is how they're supposed to be, right? And then we can just take this one and push it a bit inwards to create the bottom. Now, if this should go 6 squares, then let's grab these. Let's make them so. Oh wait, no. Okay, perfect. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It should end like right here. So let's just do that. Now, if we just select these edges, we scale them on the z-axis for 0. Oh, no, no, no. No. Scale z0. Perfect. Now they're flat, and they should be, as I said, like 1 square and a bit thick. So scale them down. There's like a bit more than 1 square. I think that's right. This would be like 1 actual square, and a bit more is kind of like this. So let's just use that. And then we have the next area for the knee, which is gonna be non-existent yet, because we're gonna have this one, which this one actually was 1.5. And then we're just gonna go to the other 4 left here, scale these down, and as I noticed, these were smaller than that, so yeah. Now we just gotta what do I have to do? Oh wait, oh, I know. Okay, wait. I'm just gonna take all of this, delete all the vertices here, and I'm gonna add the mirror modifier, right? Just so I can edit one side and the other one gets edited as well. Let's grab this on the x-axis and move it like this, and then this part as well, so we get like the same effect, right? And then here, I don't know how much more that was. Let's just go 1 and a bit, and then let's scale this one up. I don't know how much though. Also, scale z0. I don't know why this seems a bit wrong. They kind of overlap weird, but I think it's just my imagination. Anyway. Oh yeah, I remember. So, the feet should be like a maximum of 1.5, like the things there. So, grab this, like the calves, you know. Perfect. Okay, nice. Okay, this is going pretty well actually, but this looks kind of weird from behind. I don't know why didn't I do that one? Okay, anyway, I guess we're just gonna have to fix this. But how? Oh, I think I know. I'm just gonna delete the face. Then I'm gonna delete these edges. And I'm gonna take these vertices, I'm gonna grab them and move them towards here. And then I'm just gonna merge at center and merge at center. And then I can just get these three, fill them out, get these three and fill them out. That's perfect. I repaired that. Now let's go back to the side profile. So from the side, yeah, there are a lot of changes to be made here. So like this part should actually go a bit behind, if I remember correctly, but that was just like a small illusion. So this one as well, kind of like that. But I don't know, did it always go that far into the back? Weren't they like supposed to be 1.5? Yeah, okay, yeah, they were supposed to be 1.5. This is 1.5, but this isn't 1.5, and I have to fix that. I think this would be the right amount. I just grab this, put it here, and the feet. Grab Y, oh no, scale Y. Scale them to make let's actually grab them and pull them up a bit so I can and then I can just extrude outwards like that. Oh, this looks so cursed. Okay, maybe the anatomy is wrong a bit. Yeah, okay, I see what's wrong. I now I see it. But there, it's easy to fix it. So we can just grab this, pull it up to this point, actually here. Just pull this backwards, and this part and this part, these should be scaled like this, and grab them, put them as the heels, right? Kind of like that. I think that does work. That's perfect. For the arms, I'm not gonna struggle and make them like, or should I? Yeah, I think I will. I think I will. I will struggle. By the way, guys, like the subdivision modifier, do not use the subdivision modifier when you have like, I don't know, 4 edges to your model, because this is what happens. Like they get like really, really thin. And it looks kind of weird actually. Like a stick figure kinda. But now it's kind of splitting here because of the subdivision. Please don't. But I guess I can't do anything about it. Okay, anyway. Like even the legs, look what happens here, bro. It's crazy. So subdivision modifier is not for the weak. Now here, I said that the neck should be 1 square, but before everything, I'm just gonna grab these faces, rotate them on the x-axis a bit, because I said that was tilted, and I am not taking my word back because I know what I said. Now you can just inset these faces. Wait, should I? Should I inset the faces? Oh my god! Ah, ok. Dacă pot să dau import la imagine de referință. Păi chestia e că eu nu vreau să... cred că a plecat. Sau nu pe care... În fine. Nu vreau să folosesc reference image-ul pentru că am vrut mai mult să analizez modelul înainte. Deci, conductiv, să știi că intenționat nu folosesc reference. Da? Și salut... Hello, Harsh, Sith, Suristi, I don't know how to read your name. And hi, S project are you? And salut, Kirakai Pau Pau. Dacă mă pricep cumva la construit sau la animat. La construit, gen ca și desen, like când faci construcția la un desen, like formele simple, că la aia parțial mă pricep, da, dar la animat îmi place să animez, dar nu prea mă pricep, gen n-am foarte multă experiență. Ca să răspund la întrebări, că nu m-am uitat în chat de o vreme. Alright, back to what we were doing here. No, not Clip Studio. So, I was about to inset the faces, but I don't think that's what I should do. Or should I? I don't remember. Was there another way to do this that was kind of better? Because I think there was, but I genuinely don't remember what that was. You know, I'm just gonna... Wait. No, there should have been another way. I just have to remind myself what that one was. I think if I just... I'm gonna apply the mirror modifier. Wait, not here. Here, let's apply it, right? And now I can just select all of these and inset them, and scale on the x-axis, make it like a square. Okay, and now from the side profile, this is not really one yet. This is one. And now let's grab on the y-axis, let's grab on the z-axis, let's extrude outwards like one, and a bit more maybe. And the head, I don't know about the head. How am I even gonna do it? Come on. Okay, I'm just gonna go and hope that I can use the same measuring technique. So 5, extrude this. I don't know how much it should be extruded, but like I'm just doing a random amount. All right, and now let's grab all these edges. No, not these. No. Come on. It's so annoying when it does that. Let's bevel these. No. Control B. Make it look more like a head than I don't know what else. Let's just extrude this outward so it goes like this. And make it a bit smaller. Maybe a bit even smaller. Okay, perfect. So the head shape is not perfect, but it could work. In any case, let's go back here and remove the other half again, because I was supposed to do that. So delete all the vertices. Perfect. Now we're back to this. Let's add another mirror modifier, generate a mirror. Perfect. Now let's add the arms. See if I can even do that. I'm gonna grab this, inset and scale on the y-axis. Let's also make it a square. Perfect. And let's actually, you see these edges right here? I'm gonna take these and actually no, I'm just gonna take this vertex. I'm just gonna grab it and put it like a bit lower. So make it like this. Yeah. Okay. Grab it, put it lower. This one, let's grab it on the y-axis and put it here. Let's grab this. No, that's good. That's a good one actually. Let's grab this one on the z-axis, put it here, and let's grab this one on the z-axis, put it here. Let's grab this one and put it here. Perfect. Okay, and this one, I can also do that. Now these ones scale y, this one scale z. Now I can just take these two faces, grab them, put them right here. Let's rotate it a bit so the geometry feels a bit better. Okay. Now let's grab these on the x-axis. Let's pull them out a bit. Maybe a bit more. And now scale on the, which axis? X, 0? Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Now what I need. Wait, actually, really, what do I need? I'm just gonna open the chat then on my phone because I can't keep not seeing what I'm being texted. Okay, quickly gonna turn my luminosity down. Okay. And I should be live. Yeah, I'm live. Okay. Just gonna turn this lower. Okay, yeah, now I have the chat. I can see what you guys are saying here. Let's go. I'm gonna just put the pen back because I'm just using the mouse now. So these like have to be a bit extruded outwards, right? And I'm gonna rotate them on the y-axis so I can get that angle of the hand that they got. I want to see how that works. And now let's just extrude it. Wait, I'm gonna go here, extrude it like this much for that part. Let's also grab this, put it a bit lower, right? And now let's see if this is better. Maybe. Yeah, okay, nice. Now wait, it kind of smells like smoke outside. Wait a second. What the hell? Okay, I closed my window because, almost closed it because it was smelling like smoke from outside, and I didn't want that in my room. Now back to what I was doing here. I can just grab this and do that. Okay, nice. Let's do this again. Yeah, it was smelling really bad, like smoke, so I have to close the window entirely. Didn't want that. Okay. The arms, I'm not gonna focus on them too much right now. I'm just gonna leave them how they are. And gonna grab these again, right? And if you go back to this view and boom here and boom, wait, is that the right angle? That doesn't seem like the right angle. Wait a second. Let's rotate it a bit like this. Now let's extrude that. Nope, still not good. Now let's extrude that. Okay, nice. Way better. And they should be like this long, I think. But they should be on the Y. No, X. Let's actually grab these. Put them like that. And let's put this here. Let's make it like this, maybe. Scale it actually up on the x-axis and scale it down on the z-axis so I can get a much better result. And then I'm gonna do the same loop cut again, and I'm gonna do it right here. I'm gonna scale it on the x-axis down and then scale it on the z-axis down. So now we have way better arms. Now, how do I even use these, you might ask? I'm just gonna rotate these like that and grab them, put it like this. Now, extrude this. I'm not gonna focus too much on the palms of the hands. I'm just gonna scale them upwards, scale this one, and extrude it forwards, then extrude it again, and maybe now scale it down a bit. And now from the top view, I'm gonna come down here and grab all these edges, scale them down on the y-axis so they resemble the arm more. I don't know. Then this one as well, scale y like this. Let's also grab these ones because these ones have to be scaled a bit more. Scale y, lower, grab it y, put it here. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think this is how a model is made. Although I regret this specific part, I can just grab it and okay, now we have this. It's pretty much done, I think. We have the feet, the hands, the entire body, and if I were to just grab this, put it up here, right? Let's see. Front view looks good. Side view looks good. Top view looks good. It looks like a freaking Minecraft square Roblox avatar, something. I don't know. But let's add some geometry here, okay? Let's not leave it like that. So we're gonna add one here at the leg. One here at the head, kinda. And I totally forgot we don't have geometry right there. I'm gonna have to make it. And it doesn't work. Why don't you work, bro? What? No, I didn't select that. No. This and this. Fill it, and now we just fill this entire thing. Perfect. Now, a loop cut. I still can't do it on the entire thing. Okay, anyway. And now let's just grab the knife, do that, grab the knife again. Do this, enter. And yeah, okay. Now this exact point is outrageous. So I'm just gonna quickly fix this one because it just annoys me a bit. Okay, nice. And these two as well, I think. So grab on the z-axis. No, x. Perfect. Now, we're pretty much done with the basic low poly model. And I don't want to work on this anymore. So I'm just gonna apply the modifiers. Okay. Let's put it up first. Okay, now mirror modifier. Let's go to object mode and apply the mirror modifier. So now we have an entire rig just like this. And this one subdivision, let's turn it on and see how it looks with it on. Yeah, looks pretty bland, I guess. I don't know what I was expecting really. But let's focus on the geometry a bit after I oh wait, after I make some loop cuts here. I totally forgot. Okay, now we have loop cuts there. That's perfect. Boom, and another loop cut. No, not there. Boom. Okay, nice. Yeah, this works. You can just go ahead and grab all of these vertices, right? And I'm actually gonna not select those. I'm gonna scale these down so I get like a more rounded look here. Okay. Also, I didn't make the butt. Not yet. So I'm gonna have to work on that after I figure out how the hell this even works. What? This is an interesting view we're having here. Can we do something about this geometry, bro? Because I really want to connect those, but I don't know how. Can we even split it into like triangles or something? Because I would do that, but I don't know. Maybe let's just try, see how it goes. Fill this one, fill this one, fill this one, and fill this one. Let's do the same thing here. I don't really care that much about that part of the geometry, so whatever. But the one I do care about is actually the neck. It just looks like a square right now, and I want to fix that as soon as possible. So I'm just gonna select all of these, scale them on everything except the Z, just like that. We have a more rounded shape. Yup, that's way better. And this part, maybe, I don't know, this could go like grab Y, let's go make it forward, grab, no, make it more down, grab Z, make it more down. So it looks more like an actual face rather than, I don't know. And I guess we're just gonna try and make a nose out of this. Let's just grab this. See if I can do anything, right? Yeah, this is crazy. This doesn't even look like a nose, but whatever. So we can still work with that, can't we? Yeah, but this is much more doable, right? I'm gonna grab these, make them go backwards. Now it looks a bit more like a nose, but not completely. And it looks like this person is just looking so forwards that it's not even, it's literally just scary at this point. Shift Alt, let's deselect this and this and this and this. So now I can just like give it a more natural position, you know, just like that. Okay. This is freaking difficult. Okay. It's kind of working. Why am I seeing edges here? Why are there edges here? What are these supposed to do? Wait, is that because... Wait, do I even have faces here? Yeah, I do. And why do I have faces when it's literally... Okay, let's just delete the faces then. And let's make them again. Boom, boom, and boom. Nice. Finally. Okay. I know there's something missing from this one because based on this sketch, we used like, wait, we used where's the red? We used this measurement for the body, right? So we still need to add this part, the behind. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that. I don't know how though. I guess we're just gonna see. Wait, perfect. Maybe if I just use the use these vertices and pull them backwards like quite a lot, and then I end up with that. Yeah, I guess that kind of works, but like it's not the result I wished for. I mean, anyway, it kind of works. So I'm definitely not gonna be mad about that. Yeah. Okay, perfect. One more thing. Let's just add a few more loop cuts here. Just like that. Because the geometry will thank me when I eventually go on and give a rig to this. Although I'm not sure if I'm even gonna do that right now. But also, forgot to make the knees. I'm gonna make the knees right now. These should go come up like this. Okay. And now we have the knees. We turn this off. Yep, those are definitely knees. I can tell that very easily. Just that this, maybe a few edges here. I'm just doing some refinements right now. I don't know if we really need anything else. Let's see. Oh, what edge is that? No, it's so annoying when it does that. And I'm just gonna scale this down on the x-axis. Make it a bit smoother here, like rounder. Yeah, it's a bit better. But this is not acceptable. Wait a second. This is unacceptable. No, wait, X. Okay, now that's a tiny bit better. I saw something really wrong there and I really wanted to fix it. Just look at this, bro. Like, this is so crazy that I had to do this just for the subdivision multiplier to work. This was so low poly that it needed that. Anyway, subdivision, let's apply it. And now we have it. Nice. Have a freaking model right here. And we can go ahead and triangulate that. But I don't know, minimum vertices. What's happening? Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, so this is how it will look after that. After the triangulation stuff thingy. So let's apply it. But it's not allowed from edit mode. So now we have the triangulate on it. Now we could we could totally go ahead and sculpt this, but let me see. Can I sculpt node? Inflate and deflate, right? I'm gonna deflate this part because it's way too squarish. Right? And here at the waist, we're gonna deflate this as well. Nice. We're just gonna inflate this. To make it a bit more realistic. Okay, no, that's not the realistic I was looking for. Wait. Okay, nice. Now let's also do the same thing over here. Let's round up these legs. Okay. And let's actually inflate them a bit. And the calves as well, maybe. In this side. And then grab the deflator and just do this one. Because that's like too square there. Okay. And what else needs to be inflated or deflated? Maybe the shoulders here need to be inflated a bit so they actually look like shoulders. And then we could have like a bit of the shoulder blades maybe. Might be a nice addition. And then we could also like give a little bit of chest. Let's be a bit generous here. Okay, not that generous. Wait a second. Especially here on the sides. Okay, I think that should work. I'm being honest. Okay, yeah, that actually does work. So, we have a freaking model, guys. Oh my goodness. Also, let's inflate here at the elbow a bit, if we can. Here at the forearm, maybe. Also do that. We can also deflate this part. No, wait, that was too much. Okay, now, nice. Now that's better. Am I gonna have some ears? Maybe not. Maybe yes. I don't know. But this geometry doesn't really allow for ears to be put here. So yeah, that's just the main problem. It's not that I don't want to put ears. It's just that I don't think I can. Yeah. I mean, I guess these would be the ears. Yeah, I guess that I kind of almost works. Although it's not the best decision I've ever made in my life, though. Yeah, as a concept, it works. I'm not gonna deny that. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I have no idea. Like, what the hell? I'm just trying to enhance the whole thing, but like, okay, what if we, if I add another subdivision modifier, will it make it better? Oh, this looks cursed. This looks so cursed. Oh my goodness. Is this what the subdivision modifier does when you triangulate things? It looks like she has cripples all over her. Like, what the hell is that? Bruh. Okay, anyway, let's just um try and inflate this stomach a bit. This abdomen, right? In the nice and strong abdomen for the summer. I've been live for quite a while now. And it's almost time to go to sleep. Almost, almost, almost. Not yet, guys, not yet. Edit mode. Okay, how would this even look? No new messages in the chat. That's kind of sad, but I don't mind. We already have a lot of vertices here, so the topology on this one is not good, like, at all. But, like, it's a character, okay? The topology can be cleaned up. And, I mean, we got the start. Like, we have what it takes to get started with this, you know? Yep. Like, if I wanted to, I could just um, like if I go to no, not scope mode, go to object mode, Shift A, no, Shift A, and let's add armature. Like, yeah, this could work. I just need to make the I'm just gonna make this one transparent, right? Or I can go to viewport display and put it in front, and then I won't need to do any kind of that thing, and then I can just grab it. Or let's grab it here, let's scale it down. So this right here, and then have this, we have this, nice, perfect. Yeah, the rigging I'm doing right here is not the most um professional, but it's also not bad either, so like, you know, it works. Okay, we have most of it here, but like now we need to do this. So the neck, for grab this, let's put another one here. And now if we go to 5, we can just do this one perfectly. Nice. That's kind of good. All right. So, guys, I guess it's a bit late right now. So, you're gonna have to hang around for this one. I'm gonna end the stream. And it, let's have an overall like reaction of, did I manage to achieve what I wanted? So I first analyzed a model in Clip Studio Paint, which just looked like a really complicated math problem. But the good thing is I understood what I looked at, and that's the good part. Now, on Blender though, I actually did manage to do something. I managed to put the armature. I didn't get to name all the bones, so I couldn't actually rig and animate this pose, this character. But the proportions are okay. Like, if I were to look at this from quite far, actually, I would actually think that's a good character, right? Of course, it could use a lot of refining, but that comes as I practice. Of course, this won't be the official character for anything. I just did this to practice, like 3D modeling and shit. But yeah, I think this stream was a success. We can end it now. Thank you guys for being here. I'm just gonna write down the chat so I don't forget. Okay.